Hi, I'm Jennifer Von Stein, the resident artist for Chroma, and I'm going to be using Atelier Interactive Professional Artist Acrylics, and I'm going to show you how to do some reveal techniques. One of the great things about interactive is that it cures over time, and you have the ability to reopen your paint layers using water the first few hours of a painting session, or by using the unlocking formula days later, even if you wanted to. The technique that I'm going to show you, revealing, involves using the binder medium to seal some layers to lock them in, then painting on top of it, and then removing some of the top layer to show the underpainting that's underneath. So the first thing that you want to do is that you want to have a painting. And that's what I have right here. I've already created this cloud scene using my Atelier Interactive acrylics. So now I want to seal it. And I'm going to apply some of the binder medium on top. My surface is already touch dry, so I'm just going to squeeze out some binder. And now I'm just going to apply the binder medium. What this does is this locks this layer in and it seals it. By sealing this layer, it's providing a protective top coat so that I can paint on top without disturbing any of my underpainting. And it gives me the freedom to try some different things, because if I ever don't like what happens, or if my painting goes in a different direction, I can always remove that top layer and get back down to where I saved my work. So if you're a representational painter, sealing your top coat or sealing your underlayer like this can be really nice if you've got the background scene the way that you like it, or maybe if you're doing portraiture and you've got the corners of the mouth or the corners of the eyes right. Let your painting get dry, apply some binder medium to seal it, and then you can be free to take your painting on in a different direction. And if it goes someplace you don't like, you can just remove that. Okay, I've applied some binder medium here, and now I'm going to let this dry. Now, happily, I already have a version here, which I applied some binder, let it dry, and now I have painted on top of it using some Mars Black. Now, this is completely dry. As you can see, nothing is going on. Now, if I were using a conventional acrylic, I would just have to be putting more and more paint on top of this to build this up. And I can still do that. I could add some more color if that's what I want to do. Maybe enhance this by doing some glazing techniques. That's fine. But if you think about it, if you can reopen interactive so that you can add more paint, you can also reopen interactive so you can remove some paint. So what I'm going to use right now is I'm going to use some unlocking formula because I painted this bird scene the night before. If this was during that same painting session, I could probably just use some water. So I'm just going to spray, and I want to spray just enough so that my painting feels a little bit wet again. And you can see that I'm already starting to get some paint up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a rag, and I'm just going to start to remove some of my underpainting. And you have to remember that this is paint. You know, this black paint that I put on is from the night before. So now I can kind of scratch if I wanted to, remove some. There we go. Show some more around his little beak. And here I'll remove some more of this black to show some of that cloud scene. Isn't that pretty cool? And if you think about all the different things that you can do, a technique like this would work wonderful for mixed media pieces. Maybe if I wanted to do some collage imagery underneath and then build it up, I could remove some of my interactive. Pieces like that look really cool. And right now I'm removing entire, layers of paint, but I don't need to do that if I don't want to. Here where I have, the impression of some wings or some feathers, I can just wet it just enough. Take the back of my brush, and now I can do some sgraffito techniques and scratch into it. Add some more. This is also really cool because it kind of helps me bring more of an element of drawing back into it. And to be able to do this on a painting that I've already created, it really just gives the freedom to make some decisions as you go along. Gives you time to consider what you're doing as opposed to having to make those decisions, while the paint is still wet. Because you can always make interactive, wet and workable again. For more information on this technique or on Interactive itself, please visit our website, www.chromaonline.com.